guys, welcome to my visionary world. My name is Lara. I'm always so excited to be on this platform. Today we're going to be talking about budgeting, and I'm so happy because this is something I have personally struggled with for the longest time ever. So I've done a lot of learning, and today I'm going to be talking about budgeting. So who am I teaching budgeting today? Okay, before I get into it, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you should do that right now, okay? Because you don't want to miss out on the amazing teachings that will be on this platform every week. So you want to subscribe right now. And if you haven't signed up your kids for the Visionary Entrepreneurial Online Academy, you really want to do that immediately. You don't want them to miss out on all the teachings going on about entrepreneurship, money, financial intelligence, all of that. You don't want them to miss out. So you need to sign them up immediately. So let me dive straight into my budgeting class because we have so much to talk about. Now, who are those I'm going to be teaching about budgeting? I'm going to teach kids, teens, young adults, but first, moms. Okay? Why moms? Good. I want to really partner with moms and women on this platform to help me disseminate some of my teaching to their amazing kids. And how do you teach what you don't know? You can't, right? So my very ambitious plan is to teach moms and teach their kids, teach their teens and their young adults, and together we'll make it happen. So this is what we're going to be doing today. So let me start my teaching with my amazing moms and my super women, okay? So what is budgeting really all about? Well, in my own words and in my own life, budgeting is really, about having a proper grasp, okay, of your finances, the in and the out of your money. This is what budgeting is really. This is the long and short of budgeting. Budgeting is a bit tricky. A lot of people struggle with budgeting. But I think that if we simplify it, okay, and we're able to showcase the importance of budgeting, then everybody will know that they have to get it right. So let me go into it. Let me give you my two best definitions personally. So what is a budget? A budget is a simple spending plan that helps you save money, pay your bills on time, get out of debt, and allows you freedom to spend money on things you value within reason. Isn't that amazing? I love that. But it gets even better. This is my personal favorite. Why? Because I love it simple. I love it simple. Because for me, it's already hard enough. So I need to simplify it to help me, help my brain, help me act. Okay? So, best definition. The act of tracking your finances so you don't spend too much or too little. Budgeting, that's what it is. Every other thing is just plenty grammar, like I like to say. So this is what budgeting is really all about. Your ability to track your money per time so you don't spend too much or too little. And maybe so that you can plan, okay, effectively and intelligently for the future. This is why you budget. So for me, this is already so exciting. And I personally like the 50, 20, 30 rule of budgeting. I like it, okay? What does this mean? The 50, 20, 30 rule is that you spend 50% of your income on your needs, okay? Your bills, your light bills, your all food, utilities, all the things that you cannot do without. 50% goes on that. 20% goes on savings. 30% goes on wants. This is a popular rule. Go on the internet, is everywhere, okay? But I like to tweak mine a little, okay? Because again, budgeting is not about copying something 100%. It's about finding what works for you. And how do you find what works for you? Your personal investigation of yourself. You're being aware of yourself. This is why self-awareness is very important in every area of your life. So this is why for me, I tweak it. So I say 50% on my wants, okay? Or sorry, on my needs. 30% on savings, and then 20% on wants. Okay? Why? Because I think the reason being that I have very lofty things I'm saving for. I'm not just saving to save in bank. No. I have things I want to do. Okay? And I'm not just saving for emergency. Okay? That is important. Okay? But I have amazing ideas I want to execute, and I need money to execute them. And I'm a believer in using my own money to execute my ideas, not loans. Okay? So, my personal rule is 50, 30, 20. Personal. Okay? What works for you? Okay? This is what you have to find out. This is what you have to investigate, and this is what you have to do for yourself. So you look inwards and you say, this is what works for me. So what are the budgeting basics? Because I need to move really fast. I'm still heading to kids, okay? So budgeting basics. Track your income and expenses. So you know yourself. If you're a salary earner, or you're a business woman, or both, and I think in Nigeria, most people are a combination of both, then you have to understand what is your income. Okay, I'm still going to talk a little about that going forward. Now, tracking your income is not too hard, especially if you're a salary earner. Is obvious. If you're a business person, yes, it gets a bit trickier. But what is more difficult is for people to track their expenses, and that's why you need this budget. Okay, that's why, because most people, especially women, impulsive shopping is one of our biggest problems. You just see this thing, everybody has it, you want it, you can't afford it. If you had a budget, you realize you can't afford it. You have the money in your account, but it's not your money. Okay, it's allocated to something else. Okay, so all of that. So you need to track your income, easy. Your expenses, difficult. So how do you do that from the get-go? Before it gets smooth, okay, you might need to journal your expenses on a daily basis. And trust me, most people hate to do that. I hate to do that, okay? It's like I'm policing myself. But at some point, that's what you need to do, okay? So you're tracking your expenses on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and on a monthly basis. And you'll be shocked. When you do that for 6 months, a pattern will emerge. You will know the kind of person you are. And guess what? You need this information. At the end of the day, most people will realize that the enemy is not without, it is within. Okay? So let me leave that. I'll come back to that later. What is the other budgeting basics? What are the other budgeting basics? Create categories that fit your lifestyle. Again, this is why I said that self-awareness is very important. Okay, so your lifestyle is different from mine. Like I said, I have tweaked the 50-20-30 rule because I am, I have a lot of things I want to execute. Okay, and I want to use my money to execute it part time. Okay, so I know that I need to save more than spend on my, on my wants. Okay, and over the years, I've learned to delay gratification. Okay, so so what is your lifestyle? Okay, no matter the budgeting sample you see online or somewhere, you still need to bring your own personal lifestyle to fit into what the particular thing that is going on. Budgeting has to be personalized to a great extent. Okay, there are basic rules, basic principles, but what is your lifestyle? Yours is different from mine, but it must be done. So let me go to the next one. Set short and long-term financial goals. Very, very important. You cannot set long and short-term financial goals if you don't budget. It's not possible. Okay? And like I said, if you've never done budgeting in your life, you might not have information, okay, from the get-go. But the more you do it month in, month out, a pattern would emerge. Sure. Okay? And you form your observation and you form your decisions based on the observations that have emerged. Okay? And it also shows you the kind of person you are when it comes to spending. Okay? It shows you what you're spending on. It shows you your priorities. Okay? So you can't do all of this without a budget. Okay? So set short and long-term goals. Very important. Let me go to the next one. You might need to trim down to make those short and long-term dreams possible. Okay? Very, very, very important. Like I said, you can't say that, okay, I have this dream to achieve this so thing in 6 months, in 1 year, in 2-3 years, and then everything about your lifestyle remains the same. Hardly possible. Many times you need to trim down, you need to cut down. So things that you thought, you need to reprioritize. Okay? Because it's all about priority. If you think it's important for you to achieve a particular thing in a year, in 2 years, take a look at the other things you are doing that are not so important. Drop them. If this other thing is so important. So that is very important. Let me move. You need to adjust your budget accordingly every time. So a budget is a living thing. Okay? It's not a static thing. It's not something you do one time and no, you need to keep revisiting it because you live, okay, and that's why money, that's why money is referred to as currency. Is moving, it has life. And that's why in some of the classes I did on the Visionary Entrepreneurial platform, for the one for kids, I did show them that money has a life of its own, and somehow money has a way of moving to people that respect it and moving away from people that don't respect it. That just happens all the time. And every time you decide to do a budget, okay, respect your budget and live on your budget, you're showing respect. Okay, it's respect. And somehow money will gravitate towards you. Ideas to get more money will gravitate towards you. Okay? But when you don't have a budget, you think that you can just do anyhow, somehow money has a way of just being far from you because you're not respecting it. Okay? Money is like a human being. People go where they are respected. Okay? So money goes where it's respected. Budget is respect. Okay? So let me drop that. So these are the basics of budgeting. So I did say, and I always say that I love to teach from my own experience. So personally, for the longest time, I didn't really budget. Okay, and let me say I'll say some of the disadvantages. Okay, looking at it from both sides. First, so there was a time I needed a new car. Okay, and so a friend of mine had just bought a new car then, and I admired this car. I was like, oh my God, I really want a new car and all of that. And I felt I couldn't afford it because I wasn't doing any budgeting, But upon careful inspection and examination, I realized, okay, you know what? I can afford it. So budgeting is not just about budgeting is not just about realizing that you don't have something. At times it opens your eyes to what you have. So this was the time I didn't know I could afford this until I went to do my homework. Then I saw that, you know what, I can do it. So some of that money that you're looking for from the bank and they're not answering you, guess what, you have it already. Some of those things you're trying to achieve and you're wondering how it will happen, okay, you're thinking this cannot be accomplished for the next 5 years, 10 years. Guess what, you might be wrong. If you do your budgeting, you might realize that you can do it faster, you can do it sooner, faster, and you can do it with your own money. For me, that's the sweetest part. So that's one lesson I learned. Secondly, there was a time I invested money, okay, in someone else's business, okay? And it was a lot of money. It was a lot, you know. And it didn't even work out, okay? It didn't work out. It was crazy. I borrowed some of the money. But if I'd been doing a budget, okay, I would have realized that I could not afford that thing, okay? But I had the money, okay? I had the cash, and I could just borrow a little to add to it, and I would be fine, okay? So that you have money does not mean you have money. This is why you need to do a budget. Like I said, what is the definition of money? Of budgeting? It helps you to save money, okay? Because you do want to save money. And let me say something quickly about saving money. In Nigeria, your best bet, okay, and I know banks might not like this and all of that, your best bet might not just necessarily to leave money in a bank. Because we know that those that left Naira, okay, in their account last year, when dollar was whatever, they know how much that money is now. That dollar is way past that, okay? So my own, which is why my favorite is to save some of my money as quickly as possible and put it on a project that will yield money, okay? We all have different projects. Some people like to invest in stocks. Some people like to invest in properties. Those are my favorite things, okay? To invest in something that will yield me money as opposed to just be keeping money in the bank, okay? And this is why I said that savings for emergency, which is good, is different from savings for projects, savings for investment. We need to understand the two, and we need to do the two. Very important. So let me move very quickly, and before I round up with my amazing moms and my beautiful women, okay, let me talk about the two types of budgeting, okay, for women. Household, okay? So we all know, for the moms, the wives or the women, we have a particular amount that hubby gives or you give that you use to run the household in the course of the month, okay? If you don't have any other budget anyway, at least you should have that. Let me tell you why you need to have that. Some of that money you are crying, okay, for hubby to give you to start that business, you already have it. Seriously, you already have it, but you don't know because you're not planning well. You're not planning well, so you're losing the money. You're practically bleeding, okay, because you're not planning, because you're not budgeting. So why did I say that? We're women, okay, and we know how to make things happen. So when you should, even within the budget for the household, okay, you should be so dynamic with your finances, okay, that all of that money doesn't necessarily go into household. You should be able to save even within that money. And trust me, I know that can be really tight sometimes. I get that. But that's why we're women and we're super smart. We know how to multitask. We know how to do all these amazing things, okay? So you need to find an intelligent way to make sure some of that money does not just happen for the household, okay? Because these are things you'll be praised for. So I remember some time ago, I interviewed Funke. She's the CEO of Grills In and Out, Cocktails In and Out, and I said, how did you even get money to start this business? She said, from my housewife stipend. And I'm like seriously, stipends? How did that happen? Okay, that is a smart woman. And we all know today, Grills In and Out, Cocktails In and Out, they are all over the place, doing amazing things, fantastic business, providing amazing service. Awesome, okay? Started from household stipend, household, or housewife or whatever, So that means she managed, okay? She had a budget. You should be able to do it in such a way that home doesn't suffer. It should be seamless. You run it smoothly, okay? That everything is still available and there's change to pursue this dream, to pursue this project. And Hubby just comes and he sees that things are already happening, you've taken care of business. How did you take care of business? Don't worry, it's fine. I'm good. I'm good. That's how it should be. Let me leave that. Let me drop that there. You know, I'll probably play a clip of the Funke interview for you so that you see her by herself saying that, you know, just to encourage some of my super moms out there. So let me show you a clip of that. Then we'll come back. My guest today was able to turn her passion for food and drinks into a multi-million naira business. She's the CEO of Cocktails In and Out and Grills In and Out. Enjoy. So how did you get capital to start? Now that it was a full-blown business, we're going all out, we want to make money. Yes, it's a hobby.
Honestly,
yes, I'm passionate, but I need money.
I think it was from my housewife stipend.
Really? Tell me about it. So let me move on, okay, to business budgeting. For those of us that have businesses, you have to have a budget. Let me, you know, first, it takes time. Especially if you're into my type of business, for instance, where you're into buying and selling. There's some businesses that, most businesses, I think, you can't just say at the end of the month, this is what we'll necessarily make. But like I said, the longer you do it, over time, a pattern will emerge. You will be able to have an average and say that this is what we normally do, especially around this season. So I can tell you that around November, December, January, this is what I do, okay? Because I've done it for years and a pattern has emerged, okay? So if you're new at this, like I said, it might take time for your pattern to emerge, for your information to be accurate, but the more you do it, the more that will happen. And this is why you need to do it, and this is why you need to start early, okay? So you need budgeting for your business to give you information, okay? So that you know, when you have information, it guides you. Then you know how many people that business can employ, okay? Then you know the kind of people that business can employ, because if you go and bring some really high-paying staff, a lot of them, and the business does not produce that kind of income, you're already in trouble from day one, okay? So this is why you need a good budget to guide you, to open your eyes to how you should run things. Then a lot of other things have to be factored in. You know, bills, utility bills, rent, taxes, tithes. If you're like me, I pay my tithes, all of those things, purchases, and there has to be steady cash flow. This is what keeps the business alive, moving, currency, okay? There has to be, and you know, I said it in, you know, some of my classes, I said there has to be cash flow so that the business can stay afloat, okay? So these are all the things that budgeting helps you do. It gives you a careful study of your pattern, and you use your pattern to take decisions. You use your patterns to take informed, intelligent decisions. It's not just arbitrary. It's not just you wake up on Monday, you're in a bad mood, you do something crazy. No, it doesn't work that way. And of course, as business people, we already by now, of course, should realize that money from our business is different from your personal money. They're two different things. You should be on the salary and all of that. So, this is the much I'm going to say about budgeting for moms, and you should by now, some of your takeaways should be that you should budget to have a proper grasp of the in and out of your money so that you can take informed decisions. You should budget so that you can pay off your debts and stay out of debt. This is how, and budgeting will help you know how long the debt you already have. It will help you know how long it will take you to finish paying. So you don't have to feel bad if you've not finished paying in a year, because it's, from what you've done, it's going to take you 2 years or more. This is what budgeting is about. Budgeting helps you pay your bills on time. I just love people that can pay their bills on time. It shows that they are serious. It shows that they are organized. Okay? So these are some of the things that budgeting would help you do. And I can't say that I've always paid all my bills on time, you know, but I am a student, okay, of budgeting. I'm a student of the things I struggle with, and I said that I've always said it that when it comes to finances, it's not my highest area of gifting, but it's important. I need to know my figures, I need to know my numbers, I need to have a good idea of my budget and all of that. It's very important, it's necessary. So I'm not just going to say, oh, I don't know how to do it, I give up. No. Yes, and I do get people that are the best, okay, that help me as I go along, and you need to do the same. And this is what I'm trying to help you do today, to help you have a proper grasp of your in and out, your money, your income, and your expenses. So I want you to, go away from this class with a promise to yourself that you would do your budgeting and take it serious from going forward, that you will make informed decision, that you will never say that statement, I don't even know what happened to the money. Oh my God, that is a horrible statement. It's bad, okay? And that you make a decision, okay, to have short and long-term goals. That you will make a decision, okay, not to spend all of your money. And we know that this is so common among a certain group of people in Nigeria, where if they lose their job, they are dead in the waters from the get-go. There's no emergency fund. Everything, they have used all of their money for packaging. Not good enough, okay? And I know that packaging is good, is important. I get that. But not at the detriment of your financial future, okay? So these are some of the things I hope you've taken away from this class. And going forward, we're still going to do an Excel class that would help you, put this practical class into that system that would work for you. So thank you for listening, and see you at the next class. Like I said, if you haven't signed up your kids for the Visionary Entrepreneurial Online Academy, you should, because a lot of teaching is going on for our kids, our teens, our young adults, and you don't want to change them. You want them to be part of that class. The class runs all through the year, and I drop classes every week. So you want them to be part of that class, and you want to help us make it happen. Take care. Bye.